What's going on, everybody? Full-time trip in the building. My room was a mess, but you will see why in some point in the video or on my Twitter. Arsenal 4, Aston Villa 2 away at Aston Villa's ground. I don't even know what it's called. I don't care. They're bums. I
Villa
don't.
Park.
Villa Park. Yeah, whatever it's called. Yeah, whatever.
Boy.
My adrenaline is on a high right now, bro. What a game!
Likewise.
I got Timo too good with me. What's going on, dog?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always a pleasure to be here. And boy, was it one we could not afford to miss. You know what I'm saying? We've been through the trenches last few weeks. Today's result just
Oof.
not even just the result, but the pattern of play, everything that was going on in the game. This was a must-watch game. Honestly,
Absolutely. It was for the neutral, probably really entertaining. But hey, honestly, again, just to take us through really quickly, had Ollie Watkins scored in the 5th minute, then a great response from Bukayo Saka in the 16th with a beautiful stunner. Then Felipe Coutinho had a goal off some really tough, poor defensive moves from our team. And then we had Alexander Zinchenko come up in the second half with a goal, really, really crucial goal near post, his first Premier League career goal, which is ridiculous. Then a own goal from Emiliano Martinez that came from a Jorginho stunner, and Gabriel Martinelli to finish it off to help us, secure the victory at Villa Park. So take us through, man. What'd you make of the game?
Well, Trip, as you know, I joined about 5 minutes into the game, and we were a goal down. Didn't see the run of play, but obviously having seen the replays, it does seem like we were pretty sluggish to start defending. I guess our engagement. So I guess I don't know if it's the line of engagement, but the engagement towards defending wasn't as clinical as we've seen in the past from Arsenal. Maybe they're still a bit shaken from the City result, and it's something that they need to just think, okay, we're playing Villa, but no, you're playing another game, and it's definitely a game you need to get 3 points from. And I think the reaction towards that in regards to Saka's goal evidently, showed that, there's still a bit of fight in this team, and if not from everybody, at least from Starboy. So, absolutely ridiculous finish from the kid. Just keeps performing week in, week out now, and there's no arguments to say that the boy is not world class. So, and in title winning teams, you do need world class players from any point of the hemisphere. So, that's 1-1. Unfortunately, a good period of play from the Villa team coincided with a few passes of play, but again, that's not an engaging performance defensively from the Arsenal team, at least at that point in the game. And Coutinho gets his first goal and his first start since early November. So, things have not necessarily been going our way as of recent regards to goals going in. But like I said, you drew the game with you, Trip. That game was very far from done, even at 2-1.
100%.
Well, I guess I can hand that over to you, because at the end of the day, we have a lot to get.
Bro, after that halftime team talk, Mikel Arteta was really like, hey, listen, he was probably, I don't know if you've seen that video, the one dude, he was in the change room halftime, just slapping them in the face one by one in a row. Like, yeah, wake up, bro, wake up. We're Arsenal, bro. They needed to wake up, and the lights switched second half, bro. People who were underperforming, Ben White was on. Ben White, I think he was the prime example of that. First half, he was not looking good, but he even got on his bike. He put pace behind some of his runs. I was like,
he had a bit of pace. He had a bit of pace that I haven't seen from him full season.
This man was holding R2, the pace modifier. I'm like, I never seen him move like this in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
come on, Timo.
I'm telling you, like, it was one of them things where I think if I have to look at what Arteta may have said at halftime, could have been comparable to the Any Given Sunday speech in regards to fine lines and margins. And boy, if there was anything to kind of go off of, and obviously we're looking at the blistering pace of Ben White for a period of time, I think it's just the energy overall. The passes were happening a lot quicker. They didn't just try and play wide anymore. It was a matter. They weren't trying to play more narrow now. It wasn't. They were trying to play a bit more wide. The introduction of Fabio Vieira and Tomiyasu gave us a different dynamic in attack altogether. And ultimately, there wasn't so much of a dependence for Saka to kind of get the ball into the box. Obviously, there were a few periods where we felt, like these goals need to go in, and Nketiah's header is one of them, and Nketiah was 1-on-1 where he's decided to chip it. Again, another one, and then obviously the most obvious one would be the Odegaard, pretty much I would say open goal, but there's still quite a lot to do from his perspective. About a player of his quality, we'd have think, we'd like to see him finish. But as I told you, even after that miss,
still
game. We were still winning this game.
Hey, listen,
I don't know why.
Timo Damas. This man was like, "Yo, listen, we're gonna win." He's like, "We're gonna win," even after that miss went in, or that miss went through.
Literally. And the irony is, like, I even said at the point at which we concede, I said we're gonna score within the next 4 minutes from the 10th.
Facts.
It was from the 4th
He
minute.
hit the 60th, the second goal in the 60th minute, like the Zinchenko one. He called
And
that
then
on
the
the dot.
Zinchenko
You were
just like,
calling,
I know how
you were calling everything today. I ain't gonna lie. That's
Yeah.
weird. Yo, bro. Hey, yo, listen. Yo,
It's a weird one because I never normally do it. You know what I'm saying?
Timo,
But hey,
Timo the time traveler, bro. What's up? What's the lottery numbers, my guy?
What
Real
I'm
quick.
gonna
I
say
need
is
that Powerball.
I told Martinelli to celebrate before his goal. But no, and obviously, bro, I don't think we can really pay I don't think we can pay enough attention to the fact that as soon as we've got the ball even more dominant on that left hand side, we were very close to conceding. And I said I don't want to even overemphasize this, but the save from Ramsdale in the 82nd minute, bro, that changes the whole dynamic of the game. And I honestly think that's probably geared those players up to now, you know what, right, fuck around. We need to get the game done now. And you know, you see the way that they're playing, the next 10 minutes are quite pivotal. All of a sudden, a ball gets played to Martinelli. We're in the attacking third. He's now found Jorginho, who to this point he's received quite a bit of criticism from the Arsenal fan base, which I'm still trying to wrap my head around because I don't feel like, one, he hasn't played enough. And two, when he has played, I don't think he's actually done too wrong.
He's been calm.
Yeah, literally, he gives I think he gives the midfield a lot of calmness in regards to recycling possession and finding passes in half spaces, which we were able to see today as well. And you know, I think he just played really well today, especially considering how poor the first half was and how defensively poor we were. He did still manage to, you know, lit things up and try and, you know, do well. But bro, the I think it's even the cheek. Like, you know what? It's the 93rd minute. We haven't got much else to lose here. And you know what? Like, if I don't, it's almost like I'm not gonna forgive myself for not trying to contribute even more to the game. And he's just taking this shot, and I'm here thinking, what on earth? How? And then obviously, Mr. Time Waster Martinez got the absolute karma he deserved. Because I can't lie to you, bro. The guy has constantly just been
from the first half, bro. He was time wasting, man. All I gotta say on Emi Martinez is karma is a cruel, conniving bitch. It's tough. It's tough. It's a tough day for y'all.
You know the ones where you like ask about me. I'm a hustler. Yeah,
Emi, I'm a hustler. Listen, man.
Emi, you're not one of them still. But no, and then obviously he then thinks he can be a superhero in regards to getting into the box for the last corner of the game, and the clock is still ticking. And who do we find in the front of the net? It's Martinelli celebrating before he scores a goal. And honestly, I think it's gonna give him a world of confidence now, considering how the last 4 or 5 games have been for him. He's gone on the Bayern run without a goal. But it seems like he does show up against Aston Villa because I know he scored at home for us against them as well. But like I said, I think the players, not only did they, like, it's not just about the win, they actually needed that
performance.
Game.
They needed that uptick.
Like going 2-1 down, like they needed that. You know,
it's a slap in the face that they needed, bro. They're like, listen, they're not invincible, even though they lost to City. And you can say it's just City, but this league is meant to hurt you. It's one of the best leagues and most competitive leagues for a reason. City lost games this season. You know what I'm saying? Liverpool, who were once on top of the world, they're fighting mid-table. Chelsea fighting mid-table. Like, this league is not permanent. Things can change quickly, so you have to be on your game. And this slap in the face, this performance right here in that first half was that wake up call. Like, yo, this could really get out of hand if we don't bring it back in and play how we have been and put teams to the sword when we need to, man. Put teams to the sword, keep pushing, keep the mentality up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the way. This is the way we need to operate, bro, from now on. And you love to see it. You love to see it, man. What a reaction. That's the reaction that we expected. That second half especially, that's what we wanted to see from this team after that Man City loss. And now we kick on.
I might need a halftime team talk from Arteta because it might change my life.
Listen, I might come into my job the end of the night, like the second half of the week. I'll be like, yo, listen, man, we getting all this done. I'm out here. I might have to. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on top of the world, for real. But yeah. So just to run through that, you know what I'm saying? And from my end, all I gotta say is what a response. That's pretty much all
Yep.
I got to say on that. What a response. And we can run through the player ratings really, really quickly and just breeze through them as fast as possible. First and foremost,
Yep.
Aaron Ramsdale, I'm going to give honestly, I'm giving him a 7.5 today. That first, the first, I think it was the Coutinho goal. He went the wrong way. I don't know if it was like a little feint or whatever. That was a little bit of a weird spot for me, but his distribution was really good. Again, came out to get things he needed to. Some of the goals, the goals honestly weren't necessarily his fault. I just didn't like that he dived the wrong way on that second one. But that save boosted him from like a 5 to all the way to a 7.5. That's alone, again, changed the complexion of the game. Really came in clutch, and he does this all the time. The Madison free kick where he saved it. There's been so many crucial saves that he's made, and honestly, I feel like some people don't respect his presence. They don't respect the fact that he can make these saves and keep us in certain matches when we could have been out of it by 5-6 goals. That's the difference right here. So 7.5 for me. Yeah, moving on to you, Ben White, at right back.
No worries. I think Ben White in the first half would have probably got a 5 from me. Potentially worse considering, like, I think that goes for pretty much the entirety of the defense. I spoke about it being lax and less engaged than what we've been able to see during the season. But if I have to go based on the second half and the amount of effort and the energy and just the ability to kind of just spin the game on its head, his opposite number didn't know what was going on. He didn't even look like he was the same player when he came out in the second half. I don't know what, like I said, but you know, I think I can give him maybe a 7, maybe a 6.5 to a 7. I feel like the improvement was very clear, not just from him, but from the other players that came out in the second half. Did well to support Saka, especially going forward. I saw a bit about him in regards to being able to dribble past his opposite number, which I haven't really seen too often this season. But yeah, nice few touches, nice passes across to the byline, and was able to give Eddie a chance to get a goal as well. So I think overall, a 6.5 or a 7. I say 6.5, 7. So I think that's honorable range for Ben White. Yep.
Yeah. For the statement of graphics, I'll just give him a 7 just to be simple because I gotta edit this after. So yeah, I brought up that William Saliba. I am going to give I think, ooh, that's an interesting one. I feel like I think
this one's techie because I feel like the first half again. I think
was bad.
I think it was just bad from a defensive perspective.
Yeah, and the first half they were all rough, but then they made those adjustments second half. I think at least in the most part.
I feel like as the game grew longer, he seemed more self-assured of what he had to do. Like he didn't have any issues with either of the strikers 100%. Or the wingers.
And you saw it clear. You saw it clear as day when he started to mark Ollie Watkins tighter, especially on certain things. He received the ball and he went away from goal. He marked him much tighter and he didn't get as much joy. So honestly, I would probably say 6.5, just off of the fact that there wasn't as much offensive output again, because as opposed to Ben White. But I say 6.5 for that. Okay, cool. Moving on to you, Gabriel Magalhaes.
Oof, right. Gabriel for me probably epitomized the change that those defenders needed to have in that second half. Again, first to the ball. In most circumstances, quite good in regards to progressive. I know he tried a few switcheroos in the first half.
Yeah,
they weren't working out, but they obviously helped. And essentially gave Jorginho the ball on multiple occasions. I also think that there was a challenge in the box. That he's obviously won the ball from a Bailey, potentially a Bailey free shot.
Vital.
I guess the energy and just the commitment towards the cause at a later point. I think I'd give him a 6.5. I don't want to say a 7 just because I feel like that defense really did play poor.
Yeah, I feel like they were all usually around the same.
Yeah, I think they've saved face. I think they've saved face with the second half performance. So yeah, I'd say 6.5 for Gabriel.
Yeah, I agree. And I probably have to give the same to Alexander Zinchenko as well, 6.5 on my end. I feel like it was all pretty much in that same range. But now the different conversation comes with Zinchenko being in certain attacking spaces and doing a little bit too much or being a little bit too, I guess, forward on the ball. Yeah, we were talking about it during the game. It's just is down to the absence of Gabriel Jesus and maybe the overcompensation from other players on that left hand side, and it's
Yep.
still creating that same problem. So it's like we got to find Arteta has to find a solution to again make Zinchenko be a bit more calmer off the ball or be a
Yep.
little less ball dominant on that side because that's creating some
Yep.
problems. So we need to address that at some point. But Zinchenko overall, again, vital goal that he scored today. The defensive work is just as important as the goal he scored. I think. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So that's something to
It's
consider, and that's
so
why
close.
I keep him in 6.5. But first goal to score in your career. You know what I'm
What a
saying?
time. What a time.
What a time to do it. What a time to do it.
I
Honestly,
think
I give him a 7. I'll give him a 7 because of the
I
goal.
think yeah.
I'll
I
bump
would
him
say I
7.
think
I agree.
I think I was just to add to give him that 7. I think it's just a thing where in a game like that, you need your players to step up.
Mhm.
And I feel like as much as he was like again, I say this about the whole defense, but as much as it was a bit of a catastrophe in that first half, second half it seemed like he released the ball a lot sooner.
Mhm.
So, like I said, I feel like everyone just felt more self-assured, but I think that's more of the winning mentality he brings to the team.
100%.
And I guess if he's not going to play well defensively, in I guess in one of arguably the biggest game of our season, he's got to be able to contribute somewhere.
Facts. Facts.
And I'd like to think the mentality is one area, but being able to score at such a pivotal moment in the game where we need a goal,
Key.
props to him. I think it's 7. I think that definitely is an assured 7.
Yeah, that's much more fair. I agree with that. Moving on to you, Martin Odegaard.
Oh, I was afraid I was going to get this one. Honestly, I'd say 6.5. I would,
Fair.
and that's I feel like I'm being particularly generous.
Mhm.
I feel like maybe in the first half he was probably again one of our more brighter players.
Mhm.
In regards to passes, as we know, Odegaard is a genius in regards to retrieving the ball. In terms of being able to get the ball out of his feet and obviously dribble again, he did well in regards to being able to keep the emphasis moving forward, which essentially is what was needed for the second half. I feel like as the game was getting on, maybe it's just he's a bit leggy, or effectively, though he took a few knocks during the game, so he had to kind of slow down. Evidently, the miss was where I probably wouldn't give him a 7. But I think overall the performance wasn't bad. I think it's just just an average performance. Nothing spectacular from him today. But again, I don't think in a game where we won 4-2, you have to be spectacular week in, week out. As much as I love the boy, it's one of those days. At least the other players were able to help contribute towards the end result. So I'd say 6.5 is what I'd give Odegaard.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Moving on to my man of the match, J20 in the building. Jorginho gets a solid. I could even bump it up to. No, I'll be conservative. Nah, let him get his shine. Honestly,
Yep.
I'll give him a 9.
Yep.
I'll give him a 9 today. I don't care.
Yep.
I'll give him a 9 today. I'll let him get his shine.
I'd have given him an 8.5 even without the goal.
Bro, honestly, he was such he was a calming presence. His pass selection was really good. Even in defense, he was in the right positions in certain ways. Again, transition, we couldn't really do much there because he's not the most athletic person. But when he was set, and he was able to contribute. Again, didn't really lose the ball. Was that calming engine that helped us keep pushing and keep possession when we needed to keep possession. When the game was 6s and 7s and we were getting drawn into Villa's game and getting countered and stuff, he was one of the people that helped pushed us to be more controlling on the ball, especially in that second half. That strike, unreal. Yeah. Jorginho has established himself. He told y'all, listen, I'm here. I'm actually here to help. This guy might be the first agent, the non-agent from Chelsea. He might be the first Chelsea player that's not an agent, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
The fact that he's come in the absence of Partey, which is sorely missed, especially in defensive transition, the way he stuck in and allowed himself to control the game and dictate play, again, solely from a lot of his pass selection, he is really damn good. Honestly, on his day and in this setup, he's really damn good and he's thriving right now, especially when the run of form isn't great. He's been a really positive influence. So
if you can be that good, and especially in a run of games that haven't
when it's not going good, you know?
Yeah. Then you've got something about you. I don't think it's any mystery or like a what's the word I'm
Yeah.
even looking for here?
A doubt why he was,
Yeah, like
ranked that
there's no
high.
doubt when you have a player like
Again,
Jorginho in your squad.
I keep my hands up, bro. I was slandering him because he was a Chelsea man. I'll be honest. I'll be real. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
listen.
That's
Yeah,
coming to
but and
territory. But he's a good player.
we can all feel a way about regards to how the transfer window went. But I think if you're going to be able to bring in
Yeah,
a player that essentially complements so much of the players in your lineup, of course you'll
can't
be annoyed
complain.
because obviously it's not your first or second target. But
Hmm.
then
But
you
in
now
moments
see the
like
top
this,
quality he can give you. Yeah,
in moments like this, where this is so crucial, him
yeah.
and Trossard might actually prove their billing to be really really astute signings. And this title
No,
race is gonna get so tough. You know what I'm saying? And just the
only.
stretch of the rest of the season, it's gonna be so tough. And we need players like that with experience, with confidence, with the ability to come in and assist when need be. And Jorginho's done that to a T today. My man of the match, 9 out of 10. To
There we
you,
go.
Granit Xhaka.
Oof. Now, Granite. I love you, bro. Listen, first and
Mm.
foremost, I don't. If you ever watch this, don't take this rating the wrong way. Um, I'd say a 6.
Word.
Again, another player who I probably could have given a worse rating. Um, I just feel I think it's tough for him at the moment. Again, I keep
Mm.
referring to the whole Jesus
Yeah.
situation. And it goes the same with Martinelli, who we'll get on to much later. But I feel like where he is at right now, it's hard for him to really like switch from
Yeah.
being the sort of box to box midfielder that's going those gut busting final third runs
Mm-hmm.
that often found us in such great positions earlier on in the season to now being a player that doesn't really move that far up the pitch, and if he does, it's maybe 1 or 2 runs per match,
Mm-hmm.
and he's having to outpace fullbacks in order to get a ball into the box. Not his game,
Yeah.
you know. I do feel like passing wise, he wasn't terrible today. And
Mm.
very tidy on the ball. Probably got caught out in a couple of positions in regards to the goal, especially with the Coutinho goal. Um, but those things happen. Essentially, the wake up call that was needed happened. So
Mm-hmm.
I can't be too harsh. So I'd say a 6
Yeah.
at
6.
best for Granit Xhaka.
Mm-hmm. 100%. 100%. And I'll throw it up next. I can grab Leandro Trossard. I'll kind of switch up the rotation. Leandro Trossard, I'd probably give 6 as well. Again,
Yep.
he did slightly better than Martinelli in isolation, especially from the offside of the
Yep.
game. But it's just that
Yep.
left hand side problem. It's like it's hard to kind of be that presence.
Yeah.
And he wants to get
Yeah.
central. That's where he operates
Yeah.
best, but the system doesn't really
Yeah.
help him out because it's forcing him to be a little bit wider and play a little bit more isolated play to try and make something
Again.
happen. And
Yeah.
Trossard excels in those tight spaces when he's more central. He can cut
Literally.
inside more often and have those link ups. But just the way the setup is, it's a little bit hard for him to
It's
get off
not
the
it's
mark.
not going to benefit him superbly at the moment. I feel
Yeah,
like when you do get the likes of Jesus and Partey
and
specifically involved, you'll probably be able to get more out of
oh yeah,
Leandro
100%.
Trossard. I think if you look at his time at Brighton and you saw how he was able to play with Mopé,
Mm-hmm.
specifically, he was able to kind of get a lot more going on.
Yeah.
Um, I don't, and it's not, and this isn't the thing. I don't think it's like again. I don't think Trossard's actually played poorly. I just feel like
No, it was just isolated.
it's
It was a
yeah,
down it was down to
literally,
the sense of the system and not the skill. Because he played
yeah,
well. He still got some
literally,
crosses off. He still got things
yeah.
just sort of moving in his position. But it was just tough for him to get off the mark
No,
given how the
literally,
setup was. You know what I'm saying? And
literally.
Martinelli struggled in the exact same way. It's not a player issue. It's a system
No,
issue. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's tough, but we move, man. Still putting in the shift. So shout
Yes,
out to
sir.
him. I'll throw it
Shout
to
out.
you, Eddie and Ketia.
Whew. Um, damn. I've been throwing sixes all over the gas today, haven't I? Hear me out. I honestly think this is probably the first game, and I say this, and this is with exception to the City game as well.
Mm,
I feel like it's been harder for Eddie to really impose himself on these kind of games. I don't
mm.
even think it's a matter of the physicality of the teams that we're
Nah.
playing against. I think generally it's just positioning of players' defenses and midfield
Mhm.
have him literally feeding off of scraps.
Yeah.
Today, I feel like over in the first half he was absolutely non-existent.
Mhm.
We spoke about I think he
Anonymous.
had 13 touches in the first half.
Lowest of any outfield player.
So it kind of just gives you an understanding of where things could have potentially gone wrong for Arsenal had we not got the result we got. In terms of effort and energy, I can't deny him. He's, and that's from the moment he's been in the starting lineup. So I will never question his commitment. I just think in terms of finishing today, needs to do better. We've seen a couple of the headers that were close. We had the one that was really, really close, and then the one that hits the bar. And then obviously we've got the one-on-one where he's I think he's tried to kind of go past the keeper somewhat, but he knows the keeper's rushing out, so he's tried to dink it over him, but it's obviously gone over the bar. There won't be a harder game for the rest of the season prior to this game that he would have felt that he could have contributed in. And I feel like it's probably best he gets that round his head now. Look, the game wasn't like I didn't play well, but we've got the win. I need to now play one next game. That's the mindset we need to have from Eddie. For that, I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, fair.
Average performance, nothing spectacular. But look forward to see how well he can contribute towards the games in the future.
Tough for him today again, but it was better than City. It was definitely better than City.
Sir.
Yeah, so I'll take it. And Bukayo Saka, if Jorginho got man of the match, Bukayo Saka's getting an 8.5. He's world class. Yep. He's world class, people. And the sooner you admit it, the sooner life will be easier for you. You know what I'm saying? For people who are trying to call him a left back, still trying to get that dead Brandon Williams comparison, that's dead and gone. He's a world-class right winger, and the quicker you get it through your thick skulls, the easier this situation is gonna be, guys. It's gonna be 100% fine. That strike right there, when the team is not playing well, there's one man that always stands up and is counted for every single time. He backs everything he talks about. It's Bukayo Saka every week. World-class player, world-class mentality. When Aston Villa's sticking him up, ripping up his ankles, tackling him mad rough, like they do every single game, or damn near every single game, he steps up and is accounted for. When he's hobbling, when he's weak, he stands up and makes things happen wherever he can, however he possibly can.
And you see how much he wants it. I mean, if you look at even the that was had on him earlier on in the first half, and the way he's just responded straight away, just pushing Coutinho and Douglas Luiz, thinking, you know what, like, not even a sense that he's tired of this idea that he's just a nice guy. We've obviously seen.
You saw what Thierry said. Thierry said, "Nice guys don't do it." You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be nice. You can't be nice in this game. And he's picking up, bro. He's not having it no more. And the dog is turning on in him, bro. It was already there when I was growing. He eating the kibbles and bits. He's getting bigger.
He is indeed. I feel like he's definitely just. I think on a week-to-week basis, you're just seeing how much of an important figure he's becoming, not just within the squad, but internationally as well. You need players like that who are going to be able to pick you up from tough situations. And I think Saka's finishing has been nothing short of extraordinary this season.
100%.
I feel like the game, again, stretched, and it got a bit leggy towards the end. But look, he stayed on for the 90 minutes, even with carrying a few kicks and knocks, and he's evidently got us to try at least fight back in the initial instance of the game. So I think 8.5 is justified.
Yeah, solid. Yeah. And just to burn through some of these in the interest of time, what's it called? Gabriel Martinelli's going to get an 8 for that goal today and celebrate before he scored it. Shout outs to him getting that confidence back, baby. You know what I'm saying? We love to see it.
You know, we have to.
Tomiyasu, I give a 6 or 7. I give a 7, actually. Honestly, I think he can't change the dynamic, played on very well, very direct passing. I love the speed of his passing today. Just the tempo was just, it needed to be up, and he was the direct remedy for us speeding the tempo up, especially on that right-hand side. So Tomiyasu was great, secure, did his thing. 7 today. Fabio Vieira gets an 8 as well. Calm, composed when it's time to put that final ball in for that last goal. Perfect, pitch perfect. That's the quality of Fabio Vieira that I feel like people don't realize yet. Yes, he needs to bulk up and be a bit more physical, but his timing.
You know it's not even just like the timing and composure he has before he plays the pass is extraordinary.
Unreal.
I think the only thing is like people I've looked at it from a perspective of I look at him as the output monster because
he is.
Honestly, as soon as he gets on, it is literally either a goal or an assist, and it's almost like
I don't want to say this. I don't want to say his comparison like that. But he can be like a Bruno Fernandes type character with more ball retention. Like he can actually like be more efficient than Bruno Fernandes in time. You know what I'm saying? Like he has, I think he has that about him, and he could actually, again, like you said, be an output machine when it comes to it,
Yeah,
bro. Like he'll have the right timing, he'll have do what he needs to do,
literally,
and be more efficient on the ball. So
literally.
I see that in him, bro. He can definitely pull it out.
Yeah,
Moving
so,
through, let me see real quick. Ref gets a negative 65 million. Jurassic, I think I gave that another time in the season, but yeah, again, Jurassic refereeing, absolute terrible. Unga bunga refs, bro, dealing with damn
so
Neanderthals doing
then,
this stuff, bro. I'm like, how do you foul Saka 18 times and you finally give what's his name,
nah,
Moreno, a
yeah,
yellow,
I don't
bro?
even think, I don't, yeah, nah, it was quite, yeah, it was one of those days,
Jurassic
man.
yabba dabba do as refereeing, bro. Go back to bedrock with that, bro. You know what I'm
Before we
saying?
forget, we've got to give our, well, I say our 11th man in regards to the
Oh
fans,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
we've also got to think of Rob Holding here, who hopped on for literally
Facts.
a few minutes.
I
I
yo,
think
that
we got to
wasn't
give
even on the subs thing, on the subs ticker.
nah, yeah, nah. 11 out of 10 for me
11 out of
because he
10.
just does every time, every time.
Lockdown job, baby. Lockdown job. You know what time it is,
Literally,
man. All right,
you know what
listen.
time it is,
For
bro.
real. And again, also, yes, the fans do get 11 out of 10 because they were absolutely rocking today. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Everywhere they go, the away support has been unbelievable this season. Unbelievable. You can hear
literally.
them through the TV and all that stuff. And you know what I'm saying? Even the fan support ain't here in this damn room, bro. I almost tore my room upside down for these goals, bro.
Hey, listen, all I gotta say is from when you can actually finish a game and chant Jorginho after the transfer windows
Bro,
bonanza that we've had, you know how close knit these fans are.
bro,
So
it's a
they
different.
do deserve 11 out of 10, especially with the sort of performances we've been able to
Mm-hmm.
muster up, and obviously been very unfortunate with the results. But
Mm-hmm.
now that we are now officially now back on track, it's go time. You
Yeah.
know, we've got Europe in a few days. We've got a few things to obviously muster up as well. So
Mm-hmm.
we've got you know, oh, we've got to figure out how on earth we're going to go through this run,
Yep.
and you know,
A lot of winnable games in the future, but that's tough. But real quick,
yep.
I'll let me take the reins on Mikel Arteta before we get out of here. 8.5 out of
Oh,
10
okay,
today. 8.5 out of 10 for me today.
no, for sure.
Again, a big task to really galvanize this team once again and get them
Yep,
kicking in the right direction.
yep,
Tactics, I think we're spot on. It's just the concentration was tough from the players. Uh,
yep.
Having to go through again missing players, all this stuff like that during the season in this run is so crucial. And not just the tactical job, because I feel like every week he does a really decent tactical job, but the subs were a lot more proactive today, which was very helpful. Oh, something just fell in my background. That's tough.
No, but
I'm about to say, what's it called? I might have just hit the wall or something like that. Yeah, like the tactical subs were literally like what's it called?
they
Very
were
spot
needed at
on.
the time. They were needed.
Needed and spot on, and the halftime team talk must have done something insane. Must have done
Yeah, no.
something out of the ordinary, bro.
That must have been an Oscar performance. I'll tell you that for free.
Like he must have had light bulbs, a light show, Oscar level, bro. Like, he was going
Literally
crazy. But Mikel Arteta knows he has to back these players, and he does it every single week. He's getting
every
so
single
much
week.
out of them, bro.
Every
Well,
single
win,
week.
lose, or draw, and it's down to the players to execute that. He knows. So
Literally.
8.5 out of 10. Wonderful stuff.
I agree.
Please let us know in the comment section what you thought. This is a long ass video, but damn it, it's worth it. Let us know what you
It
guys
was
thought of the
100%
game
worth it.
in the comment section below. We'll
Yes,
be back
sir.
probably next week. Yeah, for Leicester City. I might do a little quick you know what I'm saying, TikTok for the Europa League game if we have one midweek. But yeah,
Yep.
we move, man. We move back on track, back on top of the table. And
Back
we
on
take it
track.
week by week, man. Take it week by week. It's going to be a long
Yes,
stretch of a
sir.
second half of the season. But believe in these
Excellent.
men. Believe in
Believe in
these
them, man.
men. Come
We
on, man.
believe in them.
But yes,
No.
that's all we got for this episode today. It's been full-time trips. It's been Timo Too Good. Thank y'all. We
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
y'all. And we'll catch y'all
God
next time,
bless.
man. Don't trip. COYG.